216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
The Alan Cox Show.
Hey, this is show business, people, okay? It's not real-time fun and such.
On 100.7 WMMS.
This little band called Who Is She? It's a female quartet in Seattle, a bunch of kind of a local supergroup. Girls from other bands in the Seattle area put together a band called Who Is She? And they were the house band for the Seattle Kraken, the new inaugural season for Seattle's new NHL team, they're actually doing really well. They're like first in their division right now. Meanwhile, the Blue Jackets and my Blackhawks are sucking wind right now. But the Seattle Kraken are doing okay. These girls have been disinvited from their gig as the house band. The Seattle Kraken play at Climate Pledge Arena. You thought Dunkin' Donuts Arena was awful. Climate Pledge Arena. You bureau chiefs in Seattle know where that is, obviously. It's north of downtown. It's the old Seattle Center. It's been a bunch of things over the past 50 years, but it's now the Climate Pledge Arena. And they got let go as the house band because they were singing songs and changing the lyrics to talk about how Jeff Bezos sucks. And Amazon has the naming rights at Climate Pledge Arena. Now that's punk rock.
Yeah.
They said, they tweeted that they are not welcome back as the house band there at Climate Pledge Arena, because they were dissing Jeff Bezos. Oh no, Jeffrey Bezos, he's such a total jerk. Shut down all the bookstores. Billionaires do not work. It's a La Tigre song that they changed some lyrics for. But they were told by the leadership of the Seattle Kraken that they were not a good fit for hockey games. Whatever the hell that means. But another loss for hockey and music fans there in Seattle, that you don't get to see Who Is She anymore at the Climate Pledge Arena. By the way, only in Seattle would they put an all-female quartet as the house band for a hockey team. That's such a quintessentially Seattle thing to do.
Julia Stiles' character from 10 Things I Hate About You would have loved that.
Oh, yeah, killing it.
Explain that to me.
She was just really into, like, girl rock, and she was from Seattle.
Oh, okay. Would you say girl power was her motto?
She'd probably just say cat power.
Yeah. Oh, Chan Marshall. She is lovely. What is Cat Power doing these days? I know she had her
touring still.
Heart broken by Giovanni Ribisi, but she's very talented. She's lovely. And not a huge fan of her music, but she's still very talented. And I like the cut of her jib.
Imagine Giovanni Ribisi's the one that breaks your heart. I love the dude. I think he's a very funny and talented actor.
But not a great-looking guy. I mean, he was it. Last thing I saw him in was called The Offer. I know I mentioned it briefly. It was a dramatization of the making of The Godfather. And he played the head of the New York Mafia, a guy who was killed at a rally.
At a rallies or a Checkers?
At a rally. What I like is when you Google Giovanni Ribisi, it says, people also ask, you get the list of questions. Is Giovanni Ribisi a good guy? It says, from all appearances, Giovanni Ribisi is a really nice guy. But he's a Scientologist, too, so I don't know if that's got anything to do with anything. But, he was on a show with Bryan Cranston called Sneaky Pete a few years ago that was on Amazon Prime. And it was pretty good. It didn't get a lot of play, but it was a very entertaining show.
I really love this character from My Name is Earl.
Was he Phoebe's brother?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that show.
My Name is Earl, or
My Name is Earl.
I love
Yeah, I
that
didn't
show.
watch
I
that
thought it was
show.
a very funny show. It got a little uneven in the later seasons, but like the first couple seasons are, and I still love the other seasons, but it's a really silly show.
Is Ethan Suplee still jacked?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He lost a ton of weight and then
Mhm.
got just bulked up and shredded, and that's the way to do it. You go, hey, not only now he lost a lot of weight and got jacked, but so he still had like the skin,
Yeah,
but he's like,
still looks incredible.
oh my God, yeah. Like he's a friggin' Navy SEAL or something.
Because he kind of went up and down for a few years, and then he kind of got down in Wolf of Wall Street. He's still kind of chubby, but he's not the big fat chubby. He's just kind of regular chubby. And then right after that, I think is when he started powerlifting and got just jacked. It looks great.
He lost almost 300 pounds. What he said that he had been at his heaviest, he was 536 pounds and 6'1". He was on Boy Meets World 100 years ago too. And so he was
I think, was he Frankie? I think he's Frankie.
And then
And his dad was played by Vader from the WWF.
Oh God. He went to because he had been in rehab for a while and gained some weight there. And he's got kids. So he's like, I got to take this weight off. So, yeah, he started losing some weight, hitting the gym. I got money for you in a few minutes. We'll get to the Poundcake sports break as well. Another keyword in 2 or 3 minutes here to go fund yourself. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you?
Hi. I was listening to your earlier discussion about Dude Looks Like a Lady, and had an incident last summer, actually. I have a couple friends that are in a cover band. They were playing outside, and they were playing Dude Looks Like a Lady, and a passerby, it was a trans woman, she got upset and started screaming and throwing furniture, throwing little chairs around, got up in their face through the mic stand, screaming at them.
Oh, she ran right up and was trashing the place.
Yeah, she was just walking down the sidewalk and heard the song and just started screaming like, "Dude looks like a lady. Are you kidding me?" And just started yelling at him.
Did they think that they were playing it because she was there? She took it personally, or she was just co-opting someone else's pain?
I think it was the first, because I had ran into this individual before. They're not the most mentally stable
I
person.
see. I was going to say, maybe she just doesn't like Aerosmith. It just happened to be that song.
Yeah.
Like if she was like, "Don't you dare play
yeah.
Armageddon. I don't want to hear Toys in the Attic. Don't you dare do anything off Done with Mirrors."
I love calling it Armageddon.
The funniest thing was that there was this other guy who was just grooving on the other side of the street. He had maybe 2 or 3 teeth in his head, who started screaming at her to get her to back off. So they were screaming at each other while the band was just standing there awkwardly. And then the next song, they were dancing together, just spinning around in the
Music
lot,
can
dancing
bring
together like
people
nothing happened.
together. Soothe the savage beast.
What
Right.
now we need to
true.
know what the next song was. What's the song that brought
I
everybody
don't remember.
together? Ah, that's
She's
the
a
one you
Lady
gotta
by Tom
remember.
Jones.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Aaron. There's Aaron in Cincinnati. The movie is Armageddon, isn't it?
Yeah, the movie's Armageddon, but that's not what the song's called.
Oh, no, it's called Don't Want to... You like calling the song Armageddon.
Don't play Armageddon.
Don't Want to Miss a Thing? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Don't play the Armageddon song. What, Def Leppard? No, that's Armageddon it. Solid pun in its own right. All right, I got money here for you, and it don't care what you look like. It's $1,000 to go fund yourself. Good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword BANK at WMMS.com. That's BANK. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Oh, Cody,
Yes, sir.
are you ready for the sports break?
I am.
This is a Poundcake Sports Break.
In the headlines today, retired UFC middleweight champion Michael Bisping is reminding you all that you don't want them hands. Michael is spending his days as a slap commentator for the Power Slap competition. Who knew there was such a thing? But Michael was asked if he ever partook in the competition himself. And apparently he slapped one of the competitors backstage so hard that homeboy felt lightheaded and was unable to compete. That was just after one slap. Way to keep your pimp hand strong, Michael. Dana White is turning green with envy. Also, this seems to be something out of like a late 90s, early 2000s teen movie. A 22-year-old coach has lost her job due to posing as a 13-year-old girl to play on a junior varsity basketball team. Apparently, the team was one player down, and instead of the team stepping up, the coach, whose name is Arlisha Boykins, decided to suit up. Who did she think she was fooling? You can't be a 22-year-old posing as a 13-year-old talking about some "put me in, coach." People quickly caught on to her scheme after she was dunking on all those little hoes and putting them to shame. The administration is taking meetings and action and to punish who and how because they don't want this to happen again. As it looks now, the students and parents decided to scrap the entire season. Aw, where's Joanna Man when you need her? And lastly, OH, I'm a hoe for the Kelsey brothers. It's so cool to see Ohio natives represent on a world stage. It's the first time in the Super Bowl history that two brothers will compete against each other. Older brother Jason Kelsey plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, while younger brother Travis Kelsey plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. Since they're both from Ohio, I don't feel bad picking a side. I'm openly rooting for Travis, not just because he's a tight end, but he's also down with the swirl. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this Poundcake Sports Break.
Play ball! This is a Poundcake Sports Break!
Any notes?
What does down with the swirl mean?
He likes black girls and white girls, right?
He mainly likes black girls. His girlfriend is a BBW, and she's gorgeous.
That first story, Bill, was the implication that he had never heard of Power Slap League before?
That's what I got from it.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
Despite me talking about it multiple times on this show.
Multiple times on the show. Recently, we talked about it.
Showing video of the guy with the disfigured head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't
And
remember.
also talking about how Dana White slapped his wife.
That's why I was talking about it.
Right, but we talked about that a month ago.
So
Didn't you put Dana White in one of your older sports
He
breaks?
was in my Perez Built-In.
Oh, Perez Built-In.
No, I talked about it in one of my sports breaks too, but I was saying, way to keep your pimp hand strong, Michael. Dana White is turning green with envy because he hits his wife. So it was just...
Right, but it's... But the whole thing was he slapped his wife, and everybody's like, you got a slap league starting in like a week.
Okay, well, I didn't know that part. I didn't know.
Well, we talked about it on the show.
Multiple
You're
times.
asking me to remember things. I don't remember that. I don't remember.
Alan, you're asking me to remember things about the show I'm on,
You're
and I'm
asking
sorry,
me-
I simply can't do it.
Can we just cut up this segment and play it for Rob tomorrow in our meeting?
I don't remember
We have
that.
a meeting tomorrow. An in-depth meeting, too. Rob might already have the clips pulled, to be honest with you.
Oh, he might. Well, if not, he's got one more there waiting there for him. Power Slap, the world's premier slap fighting organization.
Rob said in that email, we have that meeting tomorrow, and he said he has a couple of slides prepared. What if one is just titled, he doesn't listen to the show? It's just
Couple of slides.
Bullet points of every time Cody's done that.
Yeah, we have our first show meeting with the new program director tomorrow.
We haven't had one of those.
I think he wanted to get the honeymoon period over, and then we'll sit in there and
He's going to tell us what's wrong with us.
tell us what's wrong with us.
Yeah, you guys are all going to hear what's wrong with you.
There's nothing wrong with Bill. He's perfect.
No, I'm perfect.
Mine's going to be, God, Mayor, we just wish you were around more. We love you so much. And actually,
In or out, Mayor.
It's your show now, is what they're going to say, I
Oh,
think,
okay.
tomorrow. Alan, you can have it when I'm on the road.
Oh, cool.
That's what Rob said.
But I already do.
Yeah.
So anyway, maybe he'll have a slide of Poundcake with just a face going, and a big question mark over his head. By the way, did you see, speaking of the Super Bowl, that dude that plays for the Eagles who's been charged with rape and kidnapping in Ohio?
Yep.
It's pretty wild. It doesn't sound like this guy was like this isn't somebody they're going to miss. It doesn't sound like, but he just got added to the Eagles. I think he's only played 1 or 2 games. But Joshua Sills is an offensive lineman for the
Very
Eagles.
offensive.
And boy, is he. A grand jury in Guernsey County, Ohio. I don't know where that. Where's
where
Guernsey
that is.
County? He's from Ohio. He played at Meadowbrook High School in Ohio. That's where he played high school football. Guernsey County. That's got to be like maybe down Cincinnati way. Cambridge, Zanesville. Oh, I know where that is. Okay. So anyway, out that way, almost to the PA line, like east of Columbus. And he's been accused of 1 count of rape and 1 count of kidnapping.
Just 1 count.
Same person?
Accused of having not. This sounds like a situation where the girl was underage. Accused of having non-consensual sex with the victim and holding her against her will in 2019. He's scheduled to appear 4 days after the Super Bowl. He's still listed on their roster as a backup, undrafted out of Oklahoma State, and has only played 1 game for the Eagles this season. But if they win, he gets a ring. I mean, when they win, he gets a ring.
He has been placed on the commissioner exempt list.
What does that mean?
Barred from practices, games, or travel until further notice.
Oh, boy.
So, I don't know if he does.
Well, with all of his other problems, now he's biting his fingernails because he's got to wait for further notice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
It's the wait that's the hardest part.
That's what Tom Petty said.
but I say, like Norm Macdonald, it's the rapes.
He thought the hypocrisy was the worst part. It's the waiting for that further notice. Because every day you're calling the coach's voicemail. Hey, coach, do you have any further notice for me?
We'll call you, all right?
Hey, I might have missed your message. Did you leave me any further
I
notice?
was away from my desk for a moment.
Yup. I was over here kidnapping and raping. And I couldn't hear. I thought maybe I couldn't hear the phone over her screams. So, boy. And let's be real. What piss poor timing. I mean.
Well, he did it in 2019. So.
Sure, but that's why you shouldn't do this stuff.
Yeah.
Because you never know when it's going to come back around. Here he is, getting ready. He's on a team that's going to the Superb Owl. And they want nothing to do with him. They're going to make him wait for further notice. Alan asked Cody where the Kelseys are from. He said.
Now let's see if he remembers.
Well, one was born in Westlake, but they're from Cleveland Heights, or they went to school in Cleveland Heights High School.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what you said.
I didn't say that in the sports break.
Oh, okay.
I just said from Ohio.
Alan, you guys get a lot of Robs and Keiths over there in management. Yes, we do. For as long as I've been here, we've never had fewer than 2 Keiths.
We at one point had 3.
At one point we had 3. And yes, we've had a few Robs. But, listen, I take it as a badge of honor to work for a company that has a staunch Keith policy. You'll never find them. They have anti-Keith discrimination policies that they'll never discriminate just because you're a Keith. And I guess you can never have too many. I don't know. Did Poundcake call a team of 13-year-olds hoes?
He did.
Listen, he did, but that's his sports break. It's the Poundcake sports break. You let him do it the way he wants to do it. I've got to take a break. If you want to text 35192, you can watch it, Alan.